From 13 WREX, your weather authority, this is 13 News Weekend.
Hello and welcome to 13 News at 6. I'm Cassandra Brettel. We start with passed. The House passes a massive infrastructure bill. While Democrats celebrate, we tell you what's next. And Veterans Dinner, a long-standing tradition in Rockford, is back. We have a live report of how veterans are being honored tonight. And Christmas on the farm. After being canceled last year, small businesses returned to Belvedere to offer holiday goods to locals. Find out where parts of the proceeds are going. Good evening and welcome to 13 News Weekend. I'm Cassandra Brettel. William Ingalls has the night off. The House has passed President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure bill. The vote 228 to 206. Democrats are celebrating a victory and the bill is on its way to President's desk for the signature to make it a law. NBC's Susan McGinnis has the latest from Capitol Hill.
After months of wrangling and infighting, House Democrats tonight finally passed President Biden's infrastructure bill.
President Biden has had a big vision for America and for our future. We thank the president for his great leadership.
A win for the president, who postponed his trip to Delaware to work the phones and push Democrats to vote for the measure.
The president is really working hard to try to bridge the trust issues.
Still unresolved, the president's Build Back Better social agenda, after a group of centrist Democrats demanded a full analysis of the cost of that measure. Pelosi hopes that vote will happen before Thanksgiving.
It will be one of the most significant legislative undertakings that any of us have ever been part of.
The two bills comprise the president's signature economic and social agenda, the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill to improve the nation's roads, bridges, and broadband, and the $1.7 trillion Build Back Better plan funding new social programs, including 4 weeks of paid family leave, universal pre-K, and battling climate change. Susan McGinnis, NBC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, the Build Back Better Act takes a step forward. The House of Representatives passed a procedural vote early this morning. With a vote of 221 to 213, the House voted to clear a procedural hurdle for the president's safety net package. Centrists promised to vote for the Build Back Better bill after learning the estimate of the bill's price. A date for the $1.75 trillion bill has not been set yet, but President Biden expects it by Thanksgiving. And back in the state line, a pedestrian dies after a two-car crash in Rockford this morning. According to Cherry Valley Police, it happened on Harrison Avenue near Mill Road in I-39 before 7 a.m. Officials say police found a 70-year-old pedestrian dead and two cars that collided on scene. Cherry Valley Police say the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office, along with the Illinois State Police, are helping in the investigation. The identity of the pedestrian is unknown at this time. Now the crash is still under investigation. And veterans across the state line are getting a special tribute tonight in honor. And a special tribute and an honor. And in just an hour, dinner will be served to those who fought for our country. It's at Embassy Suites in downtown Rockford. That's where Rockford news reporter Tyler Showerman is there now and tells us this tradition has been going strong for more than 70 years. Tyler.
Hi, Cassandra and everybody back home. I'm here at the Embassy Suites in downtown Rockford, where the Veterans Memorial Hall and Museum is hosting its 80th annual dinner event for veterans. And if you look around me, like, this is a huge space, and all these seats that you see, well, some of them that you see, this room is so big to not cover everything, but all these seats are expected to be filled today, and it's all to honor the men and women who have served our country. This event has been going on for more than 75 years. It began as a celebration of World War I and continues today to bring together area veterans and people from the public. The keynote speaker tonight will be retired United States Marine Ryan Curry. Curry created Beneath the Bread, which is an organization for veterans coping with effects of traumatic brain injuries and post-traumatic stress disorder. In addition to his influence on organizations and nonprofits, he's a husband to his wife and father to 3 daughters. And right now, as I mentioned, social hour is still going on. People are still getting their drinks, filing in. Dinner will be served at 7 p.m. and shortly after, the festivities will begin with the presentation. Reporting in Rockford, Tyler Scheuerman, 13 News. Back to you, Cassandra.
Tyler, thanks for that. And that's not the only community members getting fed today. Nightcore Gas, in partnership with Gooder, held a pop-up grocery store at Johnson Elementary School. Families were offered fresh produce, meat, and other shelf items. Resources were also available to help people save money on energy at home. And a farm in the state line is getting into the holiday spirit. Christmas at Myers Tails Up Farm returns to its full festive force after getting canceled last year. 13 News reporter Tyler Scheuerman was there and shows us why small businesses get a holiday pick-me-up at this annual event.
Christmas at Myers Tails Up Farm stormed back this season after having to go online last year due to the pandemic. The return is grand for local businesses.
I think one of the highlights is these vendors, some of them don't have a brick and mortar. This is their craft and this is what they do, and there's so many markets being canceled last year. It's great. It's just so great to have them come back.
Old businesses get to come back to Belvedere, and new businesses get a chance to connect with a larger footprint of the community, like Inspired Life 815. Founder Lexi Lutz says it's not only a great way to spread the word on her mission, but a way for her to express her passion.
Yeah, it's been a really big thing, and mental health is really close to my heart, so sharing my story and my why with everyone else has been really good.
Small businesses aren't the only ones getting a boost, so is Miss Carly's. Part of the proceeds from Christmas at the farm is going to Miss Carly's and her mission to serve the less fortunate in Rockford.
It's very important to help several non-for-profits, and Kent and I, as small business owners, we've always liked to donate back to the community.
The same rings true for Lutz, who has only been in business for a little more than a year. She says when locals help locals, it makes the community go round.
Coming from a business that gives back to different local nonprofits has been something that's been really big for me, so hearing that other people are doing that as well is just really touching and needs to happen more.
Building each other up and spreading positivity for all. For your 13 Weather Authority, Tyler Scheuerman, 13 News.
And Christmas at the Farm isn't the only event at Myers. It also has planned for the season. On December 3rd and 4th, the farm will host a holiday open house. And now turning over to weather, we had a gorgeous day today, Claudia, but what can you tell us about the rest of the night? Could we get a little bit more chillier?
So temperatures are going to end up dropping ever so slightly, but we do see another warm day ahead for tomorrow. In fact, for today, those high temperatures climbed into the lower 60s. We made it to 61 degrees here in Rockford, 62 down in Sterling, so definitely a warmer day today. We are going to continue to see above average temperatures as we head into tomorrow, but looks like the next 12 hours we slowly drop into the 40s. We do cool off, but not a whole lot. We're just staying into the 40s overnight as some of those winds also die down, with that cloud cover also moving out. So as far as the rest of your weekend goes, still staying above average, seeing a lot of sunshine. Above average temperatures stick with us even into the next work week, as we do end up turning rainy and cooler as we head into the latter half of the next week. I'm going to break down all those details coming up later. Cassandra.
Claudia, thank you so much for that. And also we have in the state line as well, some South Carolina streets were flooded on Saturday due to king tides in the area. A king tide occurs during a full or new moon as it is getting closest to the earth. This is a look at Garden City. You can see water on the streets there. This season's king tide was made worse as rain headed into the area. Now more high tides are predicted for Sunday as well, but there was no widespread damage or injuries have been reported. And the U.S. Federal Appeals Court has frozen Biden's vaccine rule for companies. A 3-judge panel granted a stay freezing the administration's vaccine mandate for large companies, saying there are grave statutory and constitutional issues with the mandate. The rule would require U.S. companies with at least 100 employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19 or to submit to testing weekly. The mandate is set to take effect on January 4th. And at least 8 people have died and many others are injured during a concert at the Astroworld Festival in Houston, Texas. Police say a huge crowd started pressing towards the front of the stage as rapper Travis Scott was performing. People started to pass out shortly after and became unconscious. Dozens were transported to area hospitals. The remainder of the 2-day festival has been canceled as investigators work to try to find out what happened. Witnesses describe a chaotic scene.
Security or EMTs could not physically get over to any people in the crowd. There's just too many people. And at some point, the barricades became a hindrance. Like, anybody couldn't get over there. The people were like trapped in the area.
And we're continuing coverage tonight on a Beloit school protest that led to classes getting canceled. A Beloit family claimed a teacher at McNeil Intermediate School used duct tape on their son's face mask last week, and they went to police, calling it assault. Beloit police did an investigation and found no evidence of a crime. WKOW has more.
A Beloit police officer interviewed teachers, students, school administrators, and family members as part of his investigation into the taped mask incident at McNeil Intermediate School. And everyone's story about what really happened was a little bit different. But according to the police report, there were two things people agreed on. The 8th grade student was not wearing his mask properly, and the teacher did put tape on the student's mask. According to the police report, the teacher said she told the boy to, quote, pull his mask up or she would tape it to him as a joke. And she said he replied, quote, do it. But then witnesses' accounts start to differ. The teacher told the officer she put clear tape on the front of the boy's mask, saying the student laughed and, quote, told her he thought she was going to tape it all around his face. During the investigation, the boy told police his teacher wrapped the tape around his head about 5 times. Other students told the officer it seemed like the teacher was, quote, playing around, and the student laughed and, quote, looked like he knew it was a joke. But student witnesses gave varying reports about how much tape the teacher used and where she put it. 3 said the tape went around the boy's head and onto his hair or neck. Another said the teacher just put tape on the front of the student's mask. And one student said the teacher used 10 feet of tape. The teacher and several students told the officer the teacher quickly took the tape off the boy's mask, and class went forward like normal.
Now, the school district of Beloit says school administration and staff have received various threats since the incident. Beloit police are looking into those threats and say that investigation is ongoing. Coming up, Inspiring 815. Find out how one woman got through many challenges to get where she is today. Welcome back. When we're young, we all know what we want to be when we grow up, but certain challenges may get in the way of that. Happening, our latest Inspiring 815 recipient has overcome a lot of challenges to get where she is today. Our 13 News Today anchor Evan Lake shares her story.
Sarah Champion comes to work every day at OSF St. Anthony knowing she's walking into a great team atmosphere.
I love it. I really enjoy being in the lab. I love the people that I work with here.
Sarah manages the core lab at OSF, leading a team of 29 people through most of the testing the medical center provides.
She's responsible to make sure that those tests that go out are of high quality.
As much as Sarah enjoys her job now, you'd think it was a lifelong passion. But this final destination took many stops to get to.
I got my bachelor's degree in biology with a minor in natural resources. When I got out of college, there weren't any jobs in those fields. So I was really kind of at a loss.
Sarah began bartending and waitressing just so she could get by. Then she thought she'd give aviation a try. But disaster quickly cut that career short.
About 2 weeks into that, my roommate, her boyfriend, and my instructor were killed in an accident down there.
So she came back home to Rockford, living out of her car and friends' apartments until she could afford her own place. And then she realized what she truly wanted to do.
What I liked the most from high school and college were my biology and chemistry labs. I really loved those and the experiments.
When you go through something like that, it's a life lesson. That life lesson gets carried over to your current profession or your job or where you finally land. And you can see that with Sarah.
Struggle after struggle, Sarah finally hit her landing. An accomplishment she knows everyone in her shoes can make.
If you stick with it and kind of keep pushing yourself to do more and kind of do a little bit more each day, that you'll get to where you want to be.
Sarah Champion, inspiring 815 by showing us no matter how many losses you take, you can still come out as champion of your own life. For your 13 Weather Authority, Evan Leake, 13 News.
A great story there, and we need your help honoring and recognizing people in our area who impact lives through civility. You can fill out a nomination form on our Inspiring 815 page at WREX.com or by sending us an email at inspiring815@WREX.com.
Well, kicking off our weekend, those temperatures have definitely been a lot warmer and above average, as they will stay there for the next couple of days. That warmer air has settled in, but we are going to end up transitioning back to some cooler temperatures as we also end up having some rain and potentially a mix of some frozen precipitation reach us into the latter half of next week. Luckily for today, we saw gorgeous conditions out there. 61 degrees for your high. In a lot of places, we did make it into the lower 60s, 62 degrees for that high over in Sterling. So definitely a beautiful start to your weekend. We're going to continue to see those temperatures slowly cool off as we head into tonight. Some cloud cover will also end up exiting as we do see mostly clear skies heading into your Saturday night. So staying calm, those winds also dying down ever so slightly, gusting only about 15 miles an hour. We do stay quiet, mostly clear, dropping only into the upper 40s or lower 40s, I should say. Now, those were our highs this past week, so we definitely have made a change for that milder air, and we're going to keep it with us even into your Sunday, seeing temperatures climb into the middle 60s, so ever so slightly warmer into tomorrow. Mostly sunny conditions as we stay a little bit warmer, breezy as well, winds gusting up to about 20 miles an hour. So breezy conditions stick with us, as does the warmer weather. In fact, we're going to stay above average at least into most of next week, almost above 15 degrees above average into your Monday, and slowly getting back a little closer to average. We actually end up dipping a little below average into the next weekend. But given that, we're still going to see dry conditions carry over for your weekend, even into your next work week, as we have some rain showers expected on Thursday. As we head into Friday, though, those temperatures dropping, we may end up getting a little bit of a mix of frozen precipitation. So as for the rain showers that are going to come midweek, likely to stay rain, especially into your Thursday. But as we head into Friday and beyond, some of that rain may end up getting mixed in with snow. Now, this is a tricky forecast, and we're still a little bit ways out, so a lot can and will change as we head toward the next week. So make sure you're staying tuned to our forecast, and we'll keep you updated. So as for tomorrow, we still have a lot of sunshine to get through. Those temperatures staying warm as well. Make sure you set your clocks back as we head into tomorrow as well. And for your most accurate 10-day forecast, we also see those temperatures slowly and ever so slightly cooling off heading into the middle of next week, with those rain showers bringing those temperatures below average into the next weekend. Cassandra.
Below average. Thanks, Claudia. Still ahead in sports, one more. The Boylan Titans can take home a state championship in boys soccer. Sam Knox joins us after the break with that and so much more.
Boylan's soccer team is playing for its first state championship since 2010. The Titans bring a 26-game winning streak into the title game. Boylan taking on Triad in the true North versus South battle for Illinois bragging rights in the 2A title. Triad on the corner kick. Goaltender Elias Fritz denies any chance of that going in. A nice save. Boylan with the free kick. Brian Sanchez with a good ball, but the Triad goalie on his A game today, too, keeps this a 0-0 game. Here comes Triad, a great shot chance. This one just misses the corner of the goal. This game's still locked at 0 heading to half. Taylor Sowell with a great footwork, and he wiggles his way in. A great chance. He is stopped by the Knights goalie once again, and Sowell trying to get his team on the board, but what a save. Good vibes in the stands from the Boylan fans. All right, here we go. Sowell he's going to get tripped in the box here. He's a speedy guy. Couldn't really stop him, so that's going to be a penalty kick for Boylan's Jack Bonavia with the chance to be a hero as he nails the shot. Everyone's so excited. However, encroachment brings this back. He's going to have to do it again. For Bonavia, that is no problem. He hits it with less than a minute to play. The Boylan Titans are Class 2A state champions. Final score, 1-0.
They've put such work in from the very get-go, and we said this wasn't going to be easy. As long as we played how we know we need to play, stick to our style of play, we know we'd come out triumphant. Once we get back, the police escort, everyone around us celebrating. We finally get to touch our fans. It's going to be just a beautiful feeling.
Ever since Bart came, he told us he wanted a state championship. It was the first thing he said, pretty much the first practice we had. And ever since then, that's just been our dream. And getting the opportunity to take that penalty kick to win it with like less than a minute left, it's just unbelievable. And words can't even describe what was going through my head. I'd never dreamed of this. And it's just amazing. I'm speechless.
Well, congrats to the Titans bringing home that hardware. It's also state cross-country weekend with lots of local runners competing in Peoria. The Winnebago girls finished this season strong, coming in second as a team. And for Grace Erb, who won the regional and sectional title, came in 10th overall. So a great showing for the Winnebago girls per usual. Well, on the boys' side, Rockford Christian came in 5th overall as a team. It's Ethan Walsh coming in 14th overall individually, while Weston Forward finished 19th overall. Congrats to all area teams on a great season. Local swimmers trying to qualify for state. Jefferson hosting a sectional meet. 200-yard individual medley. It's former athlete of the week and Byron co-op swimmer Kate Schilling dominant as she sets a new sectional record with a time of 2:5:73. Big performance to punch a ticket to state. Byron also wins the team title. 50-yard freestyle. A heated race between Guilford's Michaela Durkin and Hononegah's Gracie Colvin. Durkin is going to edge her out by 0.17 of a second to win the race. Colvin would beat her out in the 100 freestyle later. Big news out of Chicago today for the Blackhawks as they have officially fired Jeremy Colleton as head coach. This is Colleton's third season as Chicago's head coach. The Hawks are 1-9-2 so far this season. Colleton was with the Rockford Ice Hogs before he got hired as Chicago's coach. Well, now Rockford coach Derek King will be the interim head coach in Chicago. That's going to do it for sports. We'll wrap things up after the break.
Well, first we got to remember to set our clocks back heading into tomorrow. We do have daylight savings time ending, but we got another beautiful day ahead with temperatures into the middle 60s as we do end up cooling off with a rainier end to the next work week.
Thanks for that, Claudia. Stay tuned for more 13 News Weekend at 10.
Star. Wait. Are you guys talking to me? Because I can't hear you. Oh, okay. I was like, wait. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Well, after a gorgeous Saturday, much of the same is likely to spill over for your Sunday. Those temperatures climbing ever so slightly warmer into the middle 60s, 65 degrees for your high, mostly sunny. Still staying breezy, those winds gusting up to about 20 miles an hour. As we head into the overnight hours, we cool off into the middle 40s, mostly clear and quiet as we stay dry through the first half of your week, ending up a little bit cooler with rainier weather moving in by the end of the week. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Well, the second half of your weekend is shaping up to be a gorgeous day. Those temperatures a little bit warmer into the middle 60s, mostly sunny, so a lot of sunshine. Might see a little bit of cloud cover moving in later, staying breezy as we also see winds gusting up to about 20 miles an hour. We cool off overnight, dropping into the middle 40s, mostly clear and dry into the next work week as well. Those temperatures slowly cooling off as some rain showers likely to move in into the latter half of next week.